I think between 2010 and 2020, I was trying to figure out like what to even rap about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I would joke with my friends. They'd be like, yo, you gonna rap again? Nah, I'm like, well, what I'm gonna rap about? My kids going to daycare.
So what ultimately made you just get the hunger back to start rapping again?
Halloween of 2020, I wrote my first 16 in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I told Abel, I was like, yo, I'm kind of, I'm digging your project. And then I just kind of hit him with like, yo, I used to rap back in the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. It's your boy Cash, aka Exec P, and one half of the DSC. My partner, Mr. Prez, is unavailable. He's on vacation for the next 2 weeks. So you got Cash talking to himself. Nah. We got a cool guest coming on today. His name is Numbz from Jersey. We bring to the couch for the first time. Numbz.
Yo, salute. Salute, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, no doubt, man. How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. I'm blessed.
Absolutely, man. So man, just for the people who haven't heard of you and kind of don't know your story, man, just let them know who you are, where you from, and how you got your start.
All right. So I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised there. I did a little bit of rapping. I started rapping when I was about 13 years old. Interesting course as we'll get into. I started rapping at 13. Did some tapes. Back in the day we had tapes, things like that. Moving forward a little bit, start rapping a little bit harder once I got to college, doing shows. Things like that. I would say around like 2004. So this is probably, I'm about 23 years old, and I stopped rapping for a little bit. I really don't even know why. I just kind of lost the love for it. Graduating college, getting a job, and that type of thing was just happening. I really wasn't into it. I had a friend of mine pass away in 2006. His name was Patrick. So for me, music has always been therapy. You know what I'm saying? It still is to this day. So, he got me back to, his passing was kind of rough and got me back into rapping again. I did an album in 2008. It was called PAT, Pushing Against Time is what the acronym was. So I did that in 2008, did a little bit more, a little bit of music after that. And then come 2010, I just kind of hit a halt. You know what I'm saying? 2010 just kind of hit a halt and, picked it up by chance in 2020. So I hadn't written a rap, at least one I liked in 10 years. And then, just kind of came back to me.
So what ultimately made you just get the hunger back to start rapping again?
Over the years I would hear beats and I'd be like, yo, this is hard. You know what I'm saying? If I was rapping, I would, this would be a beat that I like, but I never had something to like pen to it. So long story short, my boy and I, Vaughn, who I do the podcast with, Great Minds Podcast, we just started having guests on, you know what I'm saying? Pandemic hit. We had a lot of, I guess, I don't know, maybe even subconsciously, having guys like Sky Zoo, Ransom on, having time to listen to music and things like that. That kind of inspired me a little bit, but I honestly, Abel Meri, who I have Raised the Bar 1 and 2 with, we had him on the podcast. I just happened to, run into him online, like this music and stuff like that. And, I started digging into his music and I was just like, yo, if I was rapping in 2020, this is what I would be rapping about. This is the type of topics and type of time I would be on if I was, rapping. And then, I think on Halloween of 2020, I wrote my first 16 in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I told Abel, I was like, yo, I'm kind of I'm digging your project. And then I just kind of hit him with like, yo, I used to rap back in the day.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
It was that easy.
Yeah, just try to, put my toe in the water a little bit. Again, I don't know if like I got it still, you know what I'm saying? At this time, I should say. And then, I sent him a lot of my old music, things like that. And he was like, yo, you could rap, man. You need to be doing this. And then I remember it was Halloween 2020, man. I wrote my first rhyme in 10 years. So, and it just, I called Abel that night, let him hear it. And then he was just like, yo, we should do a joint. He was just like, if we like how the joint, go do an EP. And that's how Raise the Bar 1 came on.
Yeah, so when I went back and checked that out, man, I mean, I was liking what I was hearing. It was reminiscent to, the back and forth that you get from Styles P and Jada, or as you said, you guys came on boastfully, the new Numbz and AZ, Styles and Jada on. I mean, you got to speak it to it in existence, right?
Absolutely.
So how did you guys develop that chemistry to go back and forth? It seems to me like you guys had to be in the same room while recording these EPs.
The crazy thing is, well, the answer to that is no. Okay. We were not. And something even crazier, like we never even met in person. You know what I'm saying? Abel's down in Virginia, I'm down in New Jersey, and with the pandemic and stuff like that. But I just think we vibe. Like, Abel reminds me of all the dudes I call my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And it was just kind of like, sometimes you just get an intuition or good feeling about a person. For me, the most part, I approach most situations, especially with strangers, with some type of skepticism. You know what I'm saying? That's just, growing up where I grew up, and I mean, being a black man, you know what I'm saying? But it never felt that way. I always felt comfortable. But yeah, man, just kind of vibe. I think we feed off each other pretty well. His pen certainly pushes my pen. We got different styles, but I feel like we complement each other well. And just kind of work up. But we working out of time to actually link this summer though. So, that'll be dope.
That's dope. And then that's cool, man, to reach out to somebody and just be like, hey man, I mean, not to say you put pride aside, but a lot of people wouldn't put their pride to the side and say, yo, I'm a fan of what you do. I rap too, you know what I mean? And for a guy like Abel, who is definitely moving as far as the rate that he's putting out stuff, he could have easily said, nah, I ain't even trying to get on that wave. I'm doing me. But instead he stopped to do, what he was doing to get with you on that, man. How did that make you feel in terms of just, wanting to at least get to where he's at in terms of the frequency and him being as sharp as ever, you know what I mean? Like you had to get back to that point.
Yeah, it gave me it gave me confidence for sure. I think Abel's a high level MC. You know what I'm saying? When we doing like Raise the Bar tapes and stuff like that, like he knocking out stuff like whether it's a concept joint, if it's just a random 16, like he knocking those joints out in like, a day tops a lot of times. Or if he got time, and he don't even write, man. So it was good, man. Someone I was a fan of decided it was really, into what I had to say, man. It was dope and it gave me a lot of confidence.
So Road to 40, explain that project to us, because I got a lot of questions about that and a lot of similarities that I want to share. But like, can you take the people through what Road to 40 actually means?
All right, so we did Raise the Bar 1 once we decided to do that EP. Once we decided to do that, it was just kind of like, all right, well, I'm writing again. My birthday is in June, so I'm about to record. We dropped Raise the Bar on Christmas. Surprised a lot of people. I didn't even tell a lot of people it was coming out because I wanted to make sure it was, to my liking before I actually put it out, on streaming and all that. So I was like, all right, so my plan is to drop my album entitled 40 on my 40th birthday in June. So I'm like, I'm gonna record all the way from Christmas to now. But then like once we finish Raise the Bar, like the floodgates of songs just, just start coming out. Like between when I first wrote my first rap, October 31st, and now we're in May, I recorded 30 songs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I need something to bridge that gap. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't wait to 40 because I'm gonna have, at this rate, I'm gonna have close to 50 songs the way I'm recording. So let me do Road to 40. That's something that's gonna kind of bridge the gap to when I drop 40 on my actual 40th birthday. So this is basically the prelude. That was an EP. 40 is gonna be an LP. 10 joints. Almost done with that. So it was kind of a prelude to that, basically.
Damn. So how you go from no raps in 10 years to having damn near 50? Like, how does that creativity just explode in such a short amount of time?
That I can't figure out. Again, when I have to create, like I had a friend of mine, he did like a full review, a thorough review of my album. He was just like, yo, you sound like 10 years of raps were just in you. You know what I'm saying? To answer that question is I feel like I have to record at this rate because I've already taken long hiatuses and I'm like,
time.
Yeah, well, you got to make up time. And like, I'm always nervous that I might hit another one. You know what I'm saying? I had one from 04 to like 08 or 04 to 07. And I had one from 2010 to 2020. So like, if I got anything that's coming to me, I'm knocking it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm gonna hit one. I think I think my creativity is back because, it is, I think between 2010 and 2020, I was trying to figure out like what to even rap about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I would joke with my friends, they'd be like, yo, you gonna rap again? Nah, I'm like, wow. What I'm gonna rap about? My kids going to daycare? You know what I'm saying? Like,
true. What I was gonna say is with the similar story, I was saying I quit in 2010 myself. And the reason being is, moving around, I'm in the military, moving around different bases, but I get stationed in Idaho. That was like career suicide at the time. And digital wasn't as powerful as it is now, to where it doesn't matter where you at in the world, you can put it out, promote digitally, and be a lot more creative. You know what I mean? So I did the same exact thing, but I never picked up the mic again. Work got busy, life got the best of me, man. But there's always something in me that keeps thinking, like every time I hear a fire beat, every time I'm hearing a cadence or a flow, I would do that different, or I would do that. Did you go through those things as you were on that hiatus?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. Like, I listen to music all the time, but it's just kind of like, yo, I had periods in time where I was like, yo, this beat is crazy. I wish I had words. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I just couldn't find, like, I could find words to like make a verse. Like, that's not really a thing, but like to find a verse to my liking, I didn't find one in 10 years. I just didn't. But yeah, I'll be like, oh wow, this is dope. Or, when I was rapping before, I was like selling CDs, or, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I would just be wondering little things like, oh, I wonder how I would do if I was streaming my own music, how that would look. So I just, and I didn't, and back to Abel, like, I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Like, he not only helped me get on my feet with like, just getting my confidence back in rapping and things like that. He showed me how to do like, I could have figured it out, but it's just certain stuff and certain ways you post things or something like that I didn't know that he helped with, like the little, the small stuff. So, he was definitely dope all around, man.
Yeah. With me, man, it was kind of like self-doubt held me back, and from like for so long and not getting support or nothing like that. So coming back into it, like, did you think about those things? Like, damn, I'm about to be 40. Why am I still rapping? Who's gonna support me and all these things? Like, how do you progress through all of those thoughts and still land on, I'm gonna do this shit?
I thought about all that, man, because like, one thing you don't want to be is like that washed guy that's coming back. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about all that. I thought about like, oh, I ain't rapped this long. They gonna think I'm whack. And you know what? I bet a lot of people did before they heard it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people were pleasantly surprised about. And I be honest with you, I was pleasantly surprised with some of the stuff I came up to. came up with. But one thing about me is like I'm a competitive dude. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If it's not gonna be hot, then it's just not. People just not even gonna know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like back to I've never really been a person that's gonna be like, yo, I'm about to do this or I'm about to do that. 9 out of 10 times, like when I told people I had music done, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, yo, I'm making a comeback. When we did our podcast, right? We prepped it, we met about it, and like we told people about the podcast the day before it was gonna drop. You know, I never want to be the person. I like to put stuff out when it's done or almost done, or when I'm certain things are gonna happen. So it's kind of my thing with that. But yeah, it was definitely down in my mind. I know upon some people hearing it, they were probably like, oh, what's this dude gonna rap about? But I ain't gonna put it out if I feel like it ain't dope.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm obsessed with quality. I'm obsessed with what the listener thinks, because I would think that artists should think that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, are people going to enjoy this, or am I just doing this for me? Because if I'm just doing this for me, I'm the only one that's gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like that, the fact that you just put it out, and I'm the same thing. I want to show and prove. I want to be like, here, it's there, then receive whatever
Absolutely.
I'm gonna receive from it. But the build up and lead into it works with the marketing. But you know, as you come along, you know, that'll come along, the marketing building up to a release or something.
I was gonna say another thing I said on one of my songs on Roll the 40 is like, I mean, I do make music for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's therapeutic, and if it was whack, I would just, you know, I might still make that song. I'll just keep it to myself. It felt good when I made it. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely great when the people rock with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And that they have, man. Like, I've been seeing you guys on your social media following, and what you guys are doing with the promotion on this one this time around. I mean, I think like with everything, you guys are getting better with the promotion and more savvy. Like you mentioned before, Abel showed you a few ways to post things a little bit different. Sometimes it's just those small things.
Oh yeah.
And that gets the ball rolling. So I want to go back to Raise the Bar too. So I mean, it's five songs, a quick listen. I know it's like, you know, choosing your favorite off that EP is like saying which kid is your favorite kid, or
exactly
which is your favorite parent. But if you had to choose one that you're returning to the most, which song is it?
Two answers, but I'll give you, like, if I had to take one, off, I would go Bar Heavy, right? Bar Heavy is number 3. I think it's probably my favorite verse on the album of mine. Abel murdered it too, with all the football, Roethlisberger, Heinz Field references.
Yep.
He murked that joint. I know a lot of people. The line I had, I said I heard your verse and threw it out like jazz. You know what I'm saying? You got to be you got to be a 90s head to pick up that one. I'm gonna say that, but if I'm going in a whip, the first song I'm putting on is Head Nod Music. Like, that's coming on first. Like, that beat is crazy. It got a different feel in a whip, but overall, like, in a vacuum, I got to take Bar Heavy.
For me, man, it's feel good music, man. It's feel good music. It's just one of them joints you could play at the barbecue. It's one of them joints to where it's perfectly placed on the EP. It's like that see you later, goodbye song. We'll be back next time for Raise the Bar 3 type vibe. So and then it's just, you guys, it caters to your flow more so, as far as you being the laid back one in the group,
right? And
then Abel's the more, you know, in your face. It's the more aggressive. So you guys do balance each other out. So I like those two as well. But I mean, you also mentioned that you got a podcast as well.
Right. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Great Minds podcast. You know, I've been wanting to podcast for a while, and my partner Vaughn, a lot of times we have, you know, different views on a lot of things, and a lot of times we have similar views, but I always enjoy like his take on certain things. So, you know, I wanted to do it. I didn't want to do the podcast by myself. He's pretty well versed in a lot of things, from sports to movies to TV shows, and we've been friends since college, over 20 years now. So I ran it by him. And at first we were going to run it as like a fantasy football podcast because that's something we're heavy into. And then, it just kind of morphed into like, all right, well, let's do a little bit of everything. And the funny thing is that about it, like we never even did a fantasy football episode, and we about to be on episode 60. You know what I'm saying? It morphed into something else, which is dope, man. And we got a lot of love, man. A lot of people kind of rock with us early. We hit a couple people up, and I think it benefited us during the pandemic because a lot of people were just home. You know what I'm saying? Needed to find a way to promote themselves or just had more time. You know what I'm saying? Whereas maybe they would have been on tour, we wouldn't have been able to get an opportunity to get them on the podcast. But I think we just hit. We hit right at the right time. So it kind of worked out, man. We get some good feedback.
Sure, man. Yeah, you being kind of modest, man. Let people know some of the artists and you that you've been interviewing, man. Like, we see you out here.
Oh yeah, ran some on a couple times. Definitely fan to the podcast at this point. Sky Zoo's one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, man, that's my guy.
For sure. The Sky Zoo thing kind of spun everything forward. Like, so I just hit Sky Zoo because he was posting about his new album. It was just like, I just hit him up on Instagram, like, yo, man, we definitely gonna be talking about this new album on the podcast. I was saying like, we just gonna be talking about it. And then he kind of said something like, all right, well, let me know, or hit me up. I'm like, all right, well, say less. Yeah. So, linked up, got him going. And then Shay Norn, I got one of my homies that's good friends with Arsonists and the Heatmakers. So he hooked that up for us. And then, what happens, like people start to see like, oh, Sky did this show and Shay Norn did the show. And then we hit Apollo Brown up. He got projects with both of them. Yeah. Apollo pulled
naming all the people that we looking to get to and then that's dope.
But the crazy thing about all that, like you think that like all those dudes and Shay, like they just cool, man. I'm talking about like, we have the episode, like, first time we had Rand kicked it with us for another hour after we stopped recording. You know what I'm saying? He gave us his whole night. Same with Apollo Brown, like, yo, when things open up, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely shout out to those people. Definitely not like Hollywood people, down to earth people with just like a tremendous skill set, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's dope, man, when you shoot your shot. And that's kind of what we've been doing too, man. It's just like, hey, man, let's just reach out. If they say no, they say no. And believe it or not, Cat's been actually responding, people that are doing the same things that we're doing. And it works out, man. So you never know. You just gotta ask the question, man. So
right. And like, Ransom was saying on Twitter the other day, he was saying like, the reason he does a lot of the, local podcasts or up and coming podcasts is because like, those are the people that are showing him love. Now you get people that, he been trying to, or that haven't been showing him love until he got, getting hot again. And then now other people. So he kind of said like, yo, I'm rocking with the people that been rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Before, he had the year he just had.
Yeah, now he's everybody's favorite. I mean, it's crazy. I can go on and on for days for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm a Jersey guy, so I've been listening to Ransom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but he had
same here since the 18, man, and then
man,
New York. So yeah.
All right. You already know that. Yeah.
But that's dope. That's dope, man. So road to 40, raise the bar 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. I mean, where else? What do you got next? What do you got coming up? Where else do you see yourself going from here?
Well, I'm dropping 40 in June. That'll be on my 40th birthday. So that's pretty much almost done. I got probably like another 2 tracks that I want to re-record to master the sound a little bit better. Get that mixed and mastered. Probably get a single out first week of June, and that's dropping June 24th. That date's locked in. So 40th birthday, dropping 40. My gift to myself and my gift to the world, man, or anybody that want to rock with it.
All right, for sure, man. We love to have you back on. Definitely, closer to that time frame and to talk about the album and stuff like that, and to be a part of the promo run for sure, man. So,
appreciate that.
No doubt, man. So, just take us out, man. Let people know where they can find you, your social media handles and anything else that you want to leave us with before we let you go.
All right, so I'm on Twitter at Numbz16, Numbz 16 on Twitter at Numbz16. On Instagram at Numbz Music, Numbz Music, Music on IG. So I put up a lot of reels. I put up a lot of anything you want to hear. Links in my bio. Raise the Bar 1 and 2. Road to 40. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking forward to 40, I think that's Road to 40. You'll listen to. It's a prelude to 40, and Raise the Bar 1 and 2 out right now, man.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Numbz. Raise the Bar 2. We weren't able to have Abel on due to some technical difficulties, but we're gonna have him on his own solo as he's just dropped Soul Plane. So we got to get him before he drops something else, because that man works pretty quickly. So check this out. This is a good quick body of work. Maybe 15 minutes, easy listen, straight through, man. And you guys are definitely gonna rewind and go back. It is one of those dope ass EPs to where you can't really decide which is your favorite. You have a new favorite every time you listen to it. So again, check it out. That. Raise the Bar 2, Numbz and Abel Meri. I'm Cash from Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. We out.
Peace out.